Alright, so I thought this might be a better way to list current issues with the game because it's a little more expressive than just putting up a screenshot and complaining about crap. Uh, One of the biggest problems I have with City Level Up, even though it's a really great idea, is, well, for one thing, I don't know if it's a content issue or whatever, but I always have the same options here. Like if I looked in the XML, and it has the same rarity for every single level 2 city level up bonus. Um, so it's not that there's like rare ones that I'm not getting or that these are just the most common. It's like these are the only options, pretty much. So let's go through them really quick. Training yard, no maintenance, which I like, but I think is a poor balance. Should be +1 maintenance. Gives you +5 accuracy for train units. So if you want to train archers, you pretty much need to get a training yard before you start. In fact, I'm training units with such high accuracy right now with my bowman, I can pretty much wipe out the entire enemy, no matter what they are, with U longbow and training yard. Plus you get command post. That's a +1 level, which is extra accuracy as well. It's a good bonus because it focuses you on warfare. Let's take a look at some of the other ones. Okay, so here we've got merchant. That's a level 2 bonus, +2 Gildar per season. So if I'm really strapped for cash, I might do this just to stop myself from going into the red. But there's never a point in the game where I'm going to pick +2 Gildar per turn over Training Yard, because in the early game, that's one unit. In the end game, that's an insignificant amount of gold. An increase to overall gold would be fine, or +4 Gildar, or something like that that's like really going to sort of make me enjoy choosing it, would be a desirable choice. I think this is just a leftover from, because before Merchant was +3 Gildar and it was a standard building option, and now they've switched it to city level up bonus, and they don't really know how they want to balance it yet. But I just make sure this doesn't go out on the 1.0 version. Alright, so we got Mason. -10% construction cost is pretty negligible. I mean, that's only saving me 2 turns on a building that's going to take me 20 turns. That's nothing. That's not going to help my civilization. And considering it's +1 maintenance, and only half of my building is going to be building improvements, and most of it's going to be training units, I would never choose this option. If it were 25% or 50% with 1 maintenance, that would be a different story. Really, it'd have to be 50% though, to be honest, before I would ever choose it. Garden, they just switched Garden from a standard thing that every city could build into a level up bonus, and it's +10 food per grain with no maintenance. I kind of have an issue with this because Garden is only going to give me, like, let's say I have, on average every city has 4 grain, so that's +40 food, which is not really, it's like, I think that's +4 production, +4 science, or no, probably way less science. But anyways, it's not that big of a bonus, and there's only one situation where it matters, and that's where you have a level 1 or level 2 city, or in this case a level 1 city, that will not make it to level 3 unless you choose Garden. But, as you can tell, there is no way for me to figure out new Aegon's grain levels or food levels. I can't click anywhere or do anything until I make this option, and I need to know how much food this city has before I make that option, or before I make this choice. So that's a pretty big problem, which causes me to never choose Garden because I don't know if I need it. Gallows, oh, I love Gallows. It's -10% unrest, which increases your production, science, and gold, I believe, straight up. It's a really powerful level 2 building to have. It's very enjoyable. In fact, that's the only one that really can even hold a candle to Training Yard. So one of those two is going to be almost always the option. I have a lot of sort of spam cities in the Capitar lands if you've been watching my video series. So choosing Merchant for every single one would give me a total of, let's see, I have maybe 6 cities, so +12 gold. Choosing Garden for every single one would be average of 40 food. 240 food overall if you combine it all. So merchant is still going to be more valuable than garden, but gallows is going to be more valuable than garden, mason, or merchant. And training yard would only be valuable if I'm training units out there, but every human player that has an inkling of intelligence is only going to build units in 1 or 2 cities that they have maxed out with bonuses. So I will choose gallows. Another issue is they give you this little screen of what the improvement is going to look like, and you can't see it at all. I don't know if this is bigger on a higher resolution or not, but on the resolution we're given with the standard game, I can't see what it's going to look like. See, like training yard, you see like a white piece of paper. Merchant, you see some little scribbles. Mason looks exactly the same. A garden, you can vaguely make out the outlines of a garden, and gallows just sort of looks like a piece of wood hanging there. So either change this to an icon, like this would be a noose, this would be a target, this would be some gold. Just basically either choose icons or make this picture larger. One of my biggest gripes with the level up screen is A, it pops up when you don't want it to. B, you can't click on any other information and it doesn't give you enough information to make the choices that you need to make. And finally, there's a really nice picture that they put in here of a city, which looks nothing like the cities that you build in the game. But it is a nice picture. It's got a little volcano, a little waterfall, some creek area, and a nice looking castle. But that doesn't do anything for the game. It looks nice, but I would say put the pictures of the buildings in this area, or perhaps fill this thing up with your city's information, because that's what we really need to know going forward and making choices is, what does this city have? I mean, here I can see what it's producing, but that's not enough information. I need to know the city details. So either put that here, or put a picture of the building that I'm going to be putting here, because right now it doesn't help me at all. Yeah, so that's my gripe with the current level up thing. Let me double check I have gallows. Oh, one thing that's nice is I can double click now and it makes a nice little ding noise when I click it. It's very, very sort of appealing to my senses. Alright, so let me think if there's anything else I can say about city level up. Nope. I feel like that's it. I'll post another video if I have other problems, but great. The game's definitely moving forward in the right direction. There's just a lot of user interface problems that should probably be fixed before we move on. Thanks for watching.